Um, Peace and blessings. So explain to me. First of all, we have a mental. Um, how you pronounce your a mental amen?
Mental Hotel.
A mental hotel. And I myself is our share amen. And today, we're gonna talk about a few things. First of all, I would like to ask you a mental hotel to explain your should I say your way of life, or should I say your spiritual practice?
I follow ancient teachings of the ancient Comedians. So I studied comedic science. Comedic science is basically something that our peoples found in civilizations up all for. They still know the principles of Ma'at, which is truth or the righteousness. So I fall up behind to those kinds of standards because their way was the best way for us as a people. So before I really go into depth and we go into a broad different topic, I would like to say a prayer. And I like to open up how we open up each and every week by reiterating the fact that we stand on the shoulder of our ancestors. Those ancestors being the builders of civilization known to this planet, predicated off the principles of truth, order, and righteousness. Well, I is the foundation of those principles. I'd like to greet you, brothers and sisters, with hotel, but that simply means peace in the Kemetic language. I would also like to say another prayer. This is a Yoruba prayer. Ancestors. We watch ourselves and merge ourselves with our ancestors. Hold the mighty vessels of global protectors and mutual guides my global directors. Ancestors surround us. We are the children of the universe. We are the children of the universe. We are the children of the universe. Ancestors on back we stand. Grant us your blessings. Grant us entry to the realm of the ancestors. Direct our thoughts to those thoughts of spiritual growth. Direct our lives to the harmony and balance of the universe. Grant us long life. Grant us peace and blessings. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay. Can you uh can you give us a little deep briefing of the breakdown of the comedics, so the audience can understand where you stand, or where our ancestors stood.
Basically, the foundation of the tree. I also study all the different comedic teachings, where the multiple aspects, run our left, and so on and so forth. Basically, the tree of life is different spirits that represent different things upon the tree of life. So you got 0 to 10. 0 is being honored, undifferentiated energy / matter. So in this case, what we're talking about is an unformed structure of energy that's nothing, no thingness. And it started to become something. And it works its way down the spirit, which is called the tree of life, until it manifests itself in what you call the physical realm, which in that case would be Geb. So the long story short, you got, most of us are in what you call the south division of the spirit. And then you have a division of the spirit called the Ab. And you also got one called, the Ba, the Sa, or the Shekim, or so on and so forth. So basically, most of the time, us as black people, I think we fail to understand our own spirituality, and we don't indulge ourselves in our own culture. I feel like, once you start to study the tree of life, I feel that the comedic teachings, it'll carry you a long way, it'll take you a long way. And, you don't get everything you want in life, because in life you have adversity and diversity. So basically, long story short, when you're dealing with the comedic science, you got to have not only an open mind, but you also got to have a peace of mind. And most of the time, that peace of mind in today's time is being disturbed due to the material wealth that's being displayed in this continent and certain parts of the world. Us as African peoples, we are definitely materialistic in America. You know what I'm saying? Get that and understand that. Black peoples are very materialistic in America. That's because of the slave mentality that has been passed down to us through generation to generation. So I'm going to make another key point. A lot of these senseless killings going on, I'm from Chicago. A lot of senseless killings that be going on in different parts of the United States and ghettos in the hood is over material stuff. You get mad over material stuff. And, the riot and everything that's going on, that It proves a point that we are materialistic. It's not nothing wrong with having things, but when you hurting people that look like you, then that's a big problem. So I feel with the tree will have you with an understanding that it is immoral to harm another person. You know, animals do that. We not acting, you know what I'm saying, kind to one another. You know, black people must understand that if we don't love one another, who else gonna love us? But I fell in a lot of different areas of my life in my upbringing, being a, you know, West Side Chicago, so on and so forth, gangs, everything, so on and so forth. I had came up with the understanding that we supposed to protect our communities. Now we're not doing those things no more. We are the biggest threat to our own communities. That's how far we have got away from not only the ancestors' teaching, but the peoples that was brought over here that sacrificed their life, blood, sweat, and tears, doing slavery, and look what we're doing to them now. So I feel like the Kemetic science have changed my life tremendously. You know what I'm saying? I had some great teachers along the way. Shout out to Karu, you know, the brother Aku, Dr. Aku. A lot of the
Ashe.
brothers, you know what I'm saying, sacrificed so much. I just did 13 and a half years in prison. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's been a long journey. You know, I was a gang member, gang banging, so on and so forth. When I got with the brother set me down, taught me some different things. I had to rearrange my mindset to what I thought a man was and to actually getting an understanding of what an African man is. You know, a lot of these things is broad statements, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, like I said, it helps me. It helped a lot of other brothers in prison. You know what I'm saying? When we conform and got away from Christianity. But I don't want to get off into the scope of Christianity, Islam, Hebrew Israelites, so on and so forth. What I do know is that black peoples need to follow black stuff. And if your peoples was the first builders of the greatest civilization known to this planet, and you practicing all these other things, what's the problem? What really is the problem? You don't like yourself enough to where you can feel that oomph that you giving in the hood or whatever you doing, so on and so forth. You are be better off being empowered with your own. You know, our own. We need our own. You know, one of the worst things that we ever did was let ourselves get tangled up with these peoples, these Yorugas. We got tangled up with these people so bad that we so materialistic that we forgetting about the children and the children. You know,
Ashe.
them people sacrifice so much doing slavery to put us in this position. And like I just said, what are we doing with it? It's like we dropped the ball. I know I dropped the ball. I can't speak for everybody. I dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of these so-called leaders after Malcolm and King and Stokely Carmichael's, so on and so forth, Marcus Garvey, W. Du Bois, all these are great inspiration to a certain degree. But the ones that's in today's time, I feel like they help water us down. I think that too much marching was going on, not enough self-employment, not enough self-centered, not enough self institutions, you know what I'm saying, that feed black kids, black peoples in general, period. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I feel like they really dropped the ball. Like we're in Chicago, you got the Nation of Islam up here, Happy Farrakhan, so on and so forth. But don't nobody know about Prophet Noble Drew Ali. It's crazy.
Ashe.
And he
Ashe.
brought Islam to the shores of America, but he's
Ashe. Ashe.
he's not honored enough in this city. Period. And he got a lot of his stuff from in Chicago, as far as like getting the nation of the Moore Sound Temple America started. You know what I'm saying? He was a big part of bringing Islam to the shores of America. And here it is, these people don't give him no honor, no respect. They don't dignify the man enough. It's just a shame, especially in Chicago. It's a shame. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he passed in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that I feel like we don't do enough. We don't honor ours enough. You know, we don't get enough into African principles, morals, and ethics enough. We just don't. We more caught
Ashe.
with the European mind and what they got going on and what we can get. You know what I'm saying? As far as material things. I'm gonna say this too. And a lot of people don't agree with this, they don't like this, but it's the truth. When you go back and you study Kemet, the Kemenu's, They was buried, and we say we kings and queens. They are buried with so much jewelry, which we call diamonds, rubies, gemstones, and gold. They got so much of it that they buried it. It's a shame. But you got to understand why. They was not materialistic. That's why they said currency is the root of all evil. That's why they never created a currency. You can go to Kemet and you can trade some incense and they give you some diamonds and some gold. They didn't care about it like that. It's till when the European came over there and colonized everything, that he took over everything, he made these things popular amongst us. So now in today's time, you know, you got brothers and sisters going crazy for these little things, and they really ain't about nothing, in my opinion.
Okay, Hotep and respect. So to the youth, what would you what would you how do you feel about the school to jail structure? What do you think would be the solution for the youth? In order for them, to understand who they are and not to continue to you know, what was taught to them as a habitual thinking pattern that's not uplifting toward the community, that caused all the chaos and the ruckus that's going on today. What do you think does need to be done or leadership, uh, what type of leadership that the youth need for them, um, to get back on track?
Um, the Honorable Malcolm X had a quote that he said, "Without education, you ain't going nowhere." And I feel like that's a broad statement, and it's a true statement. It's a factual statement. You know, once again, back in Kemet, you know, our ancestors taught the Europeans, what you call the Greeks and the Romans, everything that they know, so on and so forth. Long story short on that, I feel like we need to unify first and foremost. How we unify? We unify by spending our money in our own communities. I mean, these athletes, these rappers, and these entertainers, we need their help. We need to form some type of deodorant company, toothpaste company, whatever we can form. And I feel like this is the way that Black people can eat. I'm gonna say this too, and I'm gonna get back into what you just spoke about. Black peoples don't have a corporation. The Europeans, in any state that you go to, they have what you call a downtown structure or a corporation in some of these little big cities, small cities, whatever, so on and so forth. Black people's corporation is in the hood with a gun, with a sack of drugs, and selling. That's the corporation. The European, the businessman, he downtown, he got the suit, he got the tie on, big Lexus, Porsche, whatever you want to call it. The black man is in the hood, you know what I'm saying, with sagging jeans on, gold chain on, rings on, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. His his suit is way different from their suit because,
Right,
like I said,
right,
people's economical problems stem from not owning anything, not producing anything. Black people don't even produce a cone. You know what I'm saying? So first we got to get some kind of economical growth so we can build our own schools. First and foremost, Black people's got to understand this. As a people, we must understand this. We send our kids to these schools, and we think that they gonna teach our kids enough where they can pass the oppressor kids. It's not gonna happen. It's just like the zebra sending his kids to a lion school. It's not gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen if the zebra send his kids to a lion school, right? He's gonna
right.
get ate.
Yeah, he
So
gonna
now
get eight.
he's gonna get ate. So we've been getting ate for years and years and years and years and years, and we expected that, oh well, our kids gonna get well educated by these peoples. No, they had a conference in 18 something where they had came up with a curriculum for Black kids to learn. And in that curriculum, it was nothing about the glorification of ancient Africa. Period. It was all about slavery. So only thing people, oh, I don't want to talk about slavery, that's in the past. Well, first and foremost, without the past, you will know how to pee, you will know how to tie your shoe, you want to put a shirt on your back, you will know how to eat. So the
Right,
past is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. So when people
Sankofa movement.
that's in the past, no, you can't forget the past. Because if you forget the past, you're gonna forget how to tie your shoe. True or false, bro? So
Ashe.
the past, we must use the past to not only learn from the past, but also to make a better future and be in the present time where these kids can have a holistic form of life. They not having a holistic form of life because, like I said, once again, we don't own anything. We don't produce anything. We don't produce a cone. So I would like for us to use our dollars and oh, I gotta say this. I gotta say this. I want to say this and shine light on this. Black peoples, well, us as black peoples, we are not African Americans. We're not. We Africans that's born in America. Because when you use the title African America, you cut off your ties with other African peoples, even though they do the
Ashe.
same. But since we are born over here in America, we must use our platform to unify our peoples. The brother that's born in the Dominican Republic, he's a black man, but he said he's Dominican. No, you are African. You just an African born in the Dominican Republic. It's the same thing when you talk about Puerto Rico or the brothers talking about, oh, I'm from Jamaica or I'm from the Bahamas. Bro, you are African that's born over there. When they had us all on the boat, we got dropped off in different parts of the world. You know what I'm saying? So we must always remember and unify off just that alone. Yes, y'all was able to hold on to more of the culture than what we was brought up over here in America. And that's good and fine and dandy. But don't think that you are different from me. No, we are the same. We are the one and the same. Once you got this skin tone color right here, you are the same. You know what I'm saying? If you do the taxi cab test that Dr. John Henry Clark that used, uh, you're not gonna get a cab. They don't care
Right.
what you is. You got this skin and you trying to flag down the cab back in the day, you not getting the cab. So what makes us so different? So I wanted to touch on that. If a German Shepherd is born over there in China, it's not going to be a China Shepherd. The German Shepherd keep its name. It don't. Its name's never changed. It's the same with us.
Ashe.
Our
Ashe.
names should never change to what we call ourselves geographical locations. That's absurd.
So my question is, so all right, so you saying this, right? So how can our people get this concept, grasp this concept, understand this concept, and don't get it, you know, and don't get a misunderstanding of it, like because you got some people who just, they, you know, that's the way they just wired. You know what I'm saying? That's the way how they this wired. Like with this I ain't even gonna bring her up, man. The Candace Owens, you know what I mean? But that's just how they wired, man. Like how what do they need to do? I mean, what steps can they take?
Um, that's basically what you said is the miseducation of the Negroes.
Right.
G. Woodson, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've been miseducated, misled, misinformed, misdirected. So your mind is operating from a oppressive form, excuse me, of mind. So the sister, she's brilliant in certain things because she definitely validated a lot of her research. I can't take that away from the sister. But you got to know and understand over a period of time that she had went to these Euro schools and she's Europeanized. Like, a lot of black men and women think that, oh, they black. Yeah, they black in skin, but the shackles, this is what they're talking about, mental slavery. You're a European in the mind. And this is why I say we so caught up in material stuff, because this is what the European is caught up into. Everywhere that you look around, he want to go conquer. But anyway, long story short on that, I can go into that on deep. But I feel like to help form this is to do your research and do it diligently. You know what I'm saying? Like, pick up your own culture. You know what I'm saying? Learn about your own culture. Learn what an African man and woman supposed to do. Or learn what to tell your kids what to do to combat racism. You know what I'm saying? White supremacists, because they got their hands in everything over in America. That's why we don't got nothing. And it's designed that way. So I feel like in order for us to form some type of unity, to unify, I feel like what Martha Garvey said, you know what I'm saying? We got to not return to African in the body, but we got to return to Africa in spirit and in
Man.
it's so important to do these things. You know what I'm saying? It's the ultimate sacrifice. And not a lot of African peoples in America want to make that ultimate sacrifice because they like the reality TV shows. They like drama. You know, they like the killing. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. It's ingrained in them so much that some of us, we just can't help it. It take years to do things. It took me years to get to the mind state that I had. And I'm still like a baby in a comedic science. You know what I'm saying? But it took a lot of years to get to the point where, you know, enough is enough. I don't want to fight my brother. I don't want to fight the sisters on this. You know, as a man, you know, an African man with African principles, morals, and ethics, you move totally different. And you
For
learn,
sure.
and you learn that in the comedic science. You learn that, you know, a man is supposed to discipline a household. The woman lay down the rules. You know what I'm saying? Once you leave about a household, the man dictate what's going on outside of the home because this is where he uses strength at. You know what I'm saying? So we don't understand it. You know, we got men and women in relationships fighting over the wrong things. We should be fighting over trying to educate our kids so they can have a better future for their kids. But we call up into the wrong thing, a Gucci purse, part of this, that, and that. It's just a bunch of stuff that's going to be useless next year or in 6 months. It's going to be under the bed. And you just spent all that money for nothing. Let's spend our money trying to unify our own communities. Like the rise that just happened, the looting and everything. Oh, you pushed a lot of black businesses out. No, a lot of them is not black businesses. Out of all the peoples that probably did all this, so on and so forth, the black businesses probably was like at 100%, probably 6%. The other things people's is taken from the black communities. That's all they do. They blood suckers. They just take. So when something happen like this, and then people say, "Oh, that's bad." No, man, that's not bad. This is a good time, like what Kanye West did in Chicago. Come up here and try to support your peoples. Bring some businesses to Chicago. Bring some economical power to Chicago to help your peoples that's in this city. So now I'm asking, you know, the brothers, them, Dwayne Wade, D Rose, all the athletes, man, Anthony Davis, I'm talking about brothers from Chicago. Help us in Chicago establish our own. And if you can make a brand of toothpaste or a brand of deodorant just for African peoples, think about how many African peoples in the world. Think about how many stores or manufacturing companies that you could put in the state, in the United States. You could put a company over here in Houston. You could put one in New York, one in LA. But you doing stuff and your people's constantly buying the deodorant, the toothpaste, so on and so forth. So you generate money. Now you can go to the motherland and help the brothers and sisters in the motherland. Or you can put some stuff over there in the motherland and have them make the stuff and then export it over here to America. You know, we have to start using this more. We got to quit thinking that we are separate peoples. Oh, well, they over there, they Africans. And so you said you're not African? What's wrong with us today? You know, we got to start using more. I don't want to use common sense. We need to unify more. That's a better way of saying it. I feel like we need to unify more in these type of ways so we can empower ourselves. And once we empower ourselves, we can open up. We can open up the comedic schools like they did. They got one in Philly. They got one in Atlanta. The brother sister, man, they doing a good job with all this. You know what I'm saying? So these are the institutions that we need to be building. And we don't need these people to give us a curriculum. We don't, because we're not Europeans. We don't want to hear about no Boston Teapot. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to hear about Ron Rivera or American Van Pucci. You know what I'm saying? And the main thing that I really feel that these kids really need, they need mentors, not leaders, mentors. You know what I'm saying? Because in a comedic tree, it takes a certain man to become what you call a leader. Half of the people that we call leaders, they are not leaders. They for themselves. They for just they code. We not a code. The comedic science is not a code. Comedic means black. So we black scientists. Period. We not no cult. We not no religious group. We not none of that. That ain't what we in it for. You know what I'm saying? We are African peoples. That's what we proclaim. That's what we are, and that's what we do. We're not talking about just Africans in America. We're talking about the brothers in Jamaica. We want to help whoever need help, but we need to unify more. And I feel like the firewalls are holding us back as a whole. We are way more powerful together. Like they said, two heads are better than one. No, as a whole, we are better. We ain't no good when we broke and shattered up everywhere. That is the story of Assar. Broken up, cut up in 14 different pieces of bodies. That's what we are. So symbolically, when you study the Kemetic teachings, these things are, it'll jump out at you, and you be like, wow,
Right, right,
what is going on? And
right,
then the sister is personified, which is a set. She's personified as the spirit. Because the spirit, what the spirit does, it's an energetic that help you formulate and give you movement. So when Asar is mummy is personified as a mummy, you know what I'm saying? A mummy is like a dead body, pretty much. So when she impregnate with the dead body, now the body is animated again. It has life again. These are things that's metaphors for African peoples. Europeans will never understand these kinds of concepts. But when you get back into an African mind state, you'll start to understand more. You'll start want to give more. You
right,
know,
right.
and that's the bottom line to it, bro. That's the bottom line, man. I love the brothers and sisters, man. When we brainwashing America, we gotta quit saying we African Americans. No, we're not. We're Africans that's born in America. Everybody needs to know and understand that because that's how we get treated. Bush call us refugees. Refugee means you are alien to this country. This is the reason why they get away with these things because we don't educate ourselves enough. We don't dig enough. We still 3/5 of a man from the Fifth Amendment. We don't dig enough. And we sitting here talking about this and talking about that. We still don't got no human rights. Our brother was fighting for civil rights, but he found out that, you know what, I'm going in the wrong direction. I want to go into the human right thing. They killed him. That's the best thing that he did. But a lot of people don't recognize King for that. They think about the peace and all that, so on and so forth. We need to unify ourselves like Black Wall Street and what happened in Durham, North Carolina, and do our thing again. Atlanta's showing a good way. I don't knock the brothers and sisters down there. They're doing a wonderful job. We can do better than that too, though. And that's the mind state that we have to have. We have to build a self-image till it can stand on its own and it don't need nothing else after that. You know what I'm saying? It won't need
Sure.
after that. Once it's able to stand up on its own, it won't need none of it. And that's what these people feel. They feel that. They scatter that. The things that they say about us as a people, Black people are spiritual peoples, that's by nature. They play on that with religion. So when you call up into religion and spirituality, when you in religion, you're dead. You're amongst the walking dead. They know that. That's why they don't practice it. I go on and on about that, but I don't want to, bro. I'm gonna
Uh,
say that another time.
all right. Man, that was awesome, man. That was awesome, man. So you know Juneteenth is coming up. You know, as well the summer
My,
solstice.
my fault.
Can you give a, huh?
My fault. I forgot it. I forgot about the prison reform. This is big. The prison reform. The denial of human rights psychologically castrate the victim and make him a mental and physical slave of the system. Hmm.
Can you say that again?
Hmm. The system psychologically is put in place to put shackles on the mind in Black people's community. Example, show and prove, guns. Black people don't make guns. Drugs. Black people don't make no drugs. They don't have no plants, so on and so forth. Okay, so how does this system actually work? See, as a Black man or African man that's born over here in America, we feel that we are privileged because we are born in America. I feel like the system has proven to us that this is not a privilege. Okay, if it's not a privilege, then what is it? It's an oppressed system. That's why I say it castrates the victim's mind. So if you're getting fed the hog, which is the guts and all that, so on and so forth, in today's time, you know, it's called chillings. This is the bottom of the barrel. So what they do is they take the Black man, make him don't have no kind of corporation where he can fall on, where he can feed, or he can feel like a man in his communities. They take that away from him by design. That's by design. Okay, not only that, now they take the guns and drugs and put it in his community so he can have something to do. That's why I was just explaining a minute ago about corporations. You know what I'm saying? What corporation do the black man have in America? The hood, the guns and the drugs. But he don't make none of these. But he's been used, he's been murdered. His mind state is being murdered over and over and over and over and over again to a point where he broke. So now he got to go do something, and that's what he tend to do. Now, when 5 roll up on you in the hood, as we call it, and they ask you where the guns and where the drugs at, they know it's there, and they want to know where it's at because they put them there. They put them there. So now you got to ask yourself, man, what the hell is going on? See, we've been manipulating the trick for so years through the music. Yes, through the music. Yes, the music. The rappers. They have influenced our minds so much that we miss the bigger picture. I'll give you a perfect example. Jesus. Oh, trapping they did, y'all niggas just scared. Yeah, but his brother sitting in the penitentiary, man, ain't never getting home. And I ain't never seen a man in prison for no prison reform. And never see him get on 106 and Park or what the thing on MTV, something. I've never seen him do none of these things. You know what I'm saying? To try to promote, to get these brothers out of jail, but you will help promote publicity that's negative to put them in jail, indirectly. Indirectly. His message is sending bad vibes. A lot of these rappers do that. I don't knock them because they rappers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, they just rapping just to be rapping. Some of them real. I love Boosie them. I love Yo Gotti them. They doing their thing. Meet them. You know, Q Lamar, J. Cole. I like them brothers, man. They mind state. But what they got going on for us as a people. At the end of the day, I'm not nobody. And I don't tend to try to act like I'm somebody. But when these people start promoting the negativity that's going on and they continue to keep promoting, this is what happened in the hood. Murders, prostitution, robbery, killing, because you constantly promote a negative image that these kids look into. Once you understand that, the comedic signs will teach you that the sat faculty is a trans faculty. Once a person going to trans, it hypnotizes the mind. Once it hypnotizes the mind, now it's implanted into the spirit. Now, once it's planted into the spirit, the law of Ma'at say what is ever planted into the spirit, it must come out. It must be acted out. So it acts itself out. Show and prove. Show and prove a woman. Well, I say a little girl in this moment. A little girl growing up in a household with her moms. So the little girl see her mom doing things that she really has no business doing. Bam. Basically, we know what that means. She's selling her body, whatever, so on and so forth. So the little girl grew up, you know what I'm saying? So she started sleeping with different men, so on and so forth, because she watched her mama do this. Now, at the end of the day, where we come from, we call them women thoughts or the H word or the B word, right? So now you might find somebody that's conscious, a conscious brother come along, he grab a sister, whatever. Now, he teach her a different way. See, first and foremost, you call this woman or this woman all these different names, but she was only imitating and emulating what she's seen. You get what I'm saying? So she was never really H or B or a thought. You get what I'm saying? This is what she was taught because she looked up to who? Her mama. Her mama was doing these things. So when a brother came and gave her different spin or different things on things, now when you try to go talk to the girl or try to hit her, if you hit her before, she tell you no. You get what I'm saying? So basically, at the end of the day, it was something that she imitated, because this is what she's seen. You know what I'm saying? So this is what happened in the black communities as far as how the prison thing got started. You know, young men seeing this, you know, mesmerized by the young man, making enough money, gold chain, nice castle, nice clothes. So this was infiltrated through movies, you know what I'm saying, the music, you know what I'm saying? So now we doing it. Now it has a cause and effect. The cause is, you know what I'm saying, they ain't got no money. Everybody broke. The fact is, the kids growing up in a house without a father. You get what I'm saying? So now the prison is sucking up all the black men. We only make up 15% of what the population in the United States of America, but the system is loaded with like 80-some%, 81, 82% are African peoples. That's a slap in the face. So that let you know that is a design right there. The crack cocaine, academic, so on and so forth. Brothers get locked up there. I just left the brothers there, man. Some of them got life sentence for an 8 ball. Some of them got life sentence for an ounce. Some of them sitting there for ghost dope that the government never caught them on, so on and so forth. So you got a lot of different things that's going on with the prison reform. I hear a lot of things that's going on as far as like in the world, like all these different things, the events, the brother, what happened to George, all this good and dandy, man. You know, black people's got to unify. I know one thing, the brother, you know what I'm saying, bless his heart, Matula Shakur. We need to put a petition out to get that brother out of jail. That brother is got locked up in there. Ain't nobody talking about that. I don't see Jay-Z or none of them people's out there saying nothing about that, trying to get these brothers out. I heard Kanye trying to get Larry and Jeff out. Cool. But Matula Shakur should be the first amongst the brothers up out of there, man. Because that brother been in there and he had a date. And they told him he can get out that date, and they still kept him in. We need to make a petition and get that man out of jail. Our brother Aku, the doc, man, you know the brother. Good brother.
Ashe.
Some years in prison, man, and ain't been in trouble in 15 years. How much rehabilitation the brother need? Y'all let Charles Manson out. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Y'all get that the brothers out. You know what I'm saying? And especially if they can help the community because they got something in now. They rehabilitate their mind. They did that already. So y'all can let the brothers out. Akile. They need to let that brother out. That brother shy in prison, man. He like that. These brothers have changed, rehabilitated a lot of individual African men in prison, and they need to be set free. They need to be free, and they can make a change in the world. So I'm talking about these athletes, man, these rappers, man, and everybody know who Matula Shakur is. That's the great honorable Tupac stepfather. To me, this is his father. I don't care what nobody say. That's his father. And you know, he need to be out. That's what we need to do. Why didn't get that brother out of jail, man? So all you athletes out there, rappers and entertainers out there, man, y'all need to try to fight to get Matula Shakur out of prison, man. That brother need to be out here, man, because he got a message as well. He can help reform a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? So we got to bring the peoples out that can help make the change and part of the solution. That's part of the solution. Let's get that brother out of jail. Let's get the doctor out of jail. Let's get Carol out of jail. Let's get all the good brothers out of jail, man, that can make a difference in these communities out here, man. Wherever they're in the United States, man, they can make a difference. Wherever they go, they can make a difference. You know, the prison reform need to start with the 18-1. It shouldn't be no 18-1. You can't make crack cocaine without cocaine. But we all know cocaine is a white man drug. You get what I'm saying? It's a white man drug, so they get a slap on the wrist. But you get caught with some crack, they want to throw you in the jail like you murdered somebody, man. You know, doing all that time in prison, man, for some crack, man, it wasn't worth it. But it was the best thing that happened to me because I came into the science. You know what I'm saying? It helped change my life, my outlook on what a man is about, what an African man is supposed to be on, so on and so forth. So I think the prison reform, I think we need to just keep doing what happened with the police brutality, and we also need to fight for prison reform. Quit locking up these brothers, man. Get them all this time so y'all can make some money. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the brothers them, I ain't gonna say no names, the brothers them that's got some input. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to do what y'all got to do out here, man. Y'all platform bigger than everybody's, man. You know, we just small fries out here while y'all messing with the big fries. You know what I'm saying? So just do what we can as a whole and try to bring things where we can level the playing field. Like Pac said, we got to level the playing field. If we don't start leveling the playing field, like he said, it's going to be hard to smile in the future, man. It's going to be real hard to smile. And ain't nothing to smile about what's happened to us in America. Just think about it, man. In another 10, 15 years, what the ghettos will look like if we don't start creating for our own peoples, man. Ain't nobody else going to for us. Just think about what's going to happen in the next 10 to 15 years if we don't start creating for our own peoples. That's why I feel like the science teaches that, like what's been going on with all the brothers and sisters that been getting killed, it's like God is sending a message. Amen is sending a message. The message is that y'all need to unify more. That's what I get out of it. I get out of it that all the killings that's going on with black men and black women that's going on over here, but police brutality and the European, whoever being racist, so on and so forth, is telling you black peoples you need to get together. You need to form a fist and close it. Like we be doing like this. We need to get this and fold it and close it and hold on to one another, man, because it's coming. It's coming. And we need to hold on. We gotta quit letting peoples dictate to us, oh, well, y'all don't need to do this or do that. No, we need to start dictating to ourselves what we need to do and how to go about it. We don't need no Uncle Tom's trying to give us a message or tell us this and to calm us down because the European something in there. We know about all that already. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, times are changing. The Creator allows certain things to happen for a reason. And I feel like I just said, once again, all the killings that's going on in our communities is the Creator is telling us black people you need to unite. You need to unify yourself and utilize each other instead of fighting each other. Quit going to war with one another and start loving one another. That should be the message. That should be the way to go. And that's the best way to go. Because like I just said, man, the kids' future ain't going to be right. And we keep going the way that we going.
Oh, shit. So I got one last question. You know, Juneteenth is about to come up. Can you give a breakdown, a quick breakdown on that before we go? Um, and summer solstice.
Oh, so listen, that's definitely coming up next week. Our time,
Well, Juneteenth, Friday, coming up this Friday.
the Juneteenth movement is it's a movement as far as a emancipation of being free from slavery. The peoples down there, well, our peoples down there in Texas, were still being in bondage by a European for like 2 extra years, so on and so forth. So this is a big moment for us. Once again, I gotta tell you, certain things happen for a reason. We need to unify. So this is a day that we unify as a holistic and we join one another, not shooting and killing or hurting one another, to unify together so we can come in peace and harmony with one another to work out the differences that we have, like the vice lords and the GDs, the Bloods and the Crips, so on and so forth, to come together. These are the times that we come together and put all that stuff to the side, because that really don't, it really has no merit on this day. You get what I'm saying? This day is a moment for to be rectified and utilized on the platform of promoting peace amongst us as a people and celebrating. This like a 4th of July for us. Don't celebrate the 4th of July. I'll get into that in a second. But to unify on this day will mean there are strengths, not only in numbers. We're not talking about numbers. We're talking about strength and color. You know what I'm saying? And that color is us. This is our planet. How you know this is our planet? Show and prove God by them into. Look at the sun. Look at the sun and what the sun does to you. That you is the black man and the black child and the black woman. This is your planet. The sun proved that every day. But in our actions, we don't prove that. So Juneteenth is a day that we prove that this is our planet. And we unify what we call in America. We unify in America and celebrate the emancipation of our ancestors and what they went through and the horrifications and the dehumanization that they went through to put us in this position today. Today is a good day to be alive because our ancestors lived through us. We are our ancestors. The ancestors is floating around through us. DNA, it's us. Listen to Kenny Lamar's song. It's through us. These are the things that we got to know and understand and utilize these things to benefit just us, not nobody else. Us. We don't have to prove nothing to nobody but ourselves that we can do these things because we haven't been doing these things. Because our mind state has been murdered, and it's been murdered enough to where we thinking like we Europeans. We are not Europeans. Everything we do, we think like we Europeans. We are not Europeans. We Africans that's born in America, and we know and understand that we are the minority, not the majority. We are the minority. And if we are the minority, why are we doing all the horrifying and horrific things to each other? We got to do better than this. We got to. Because like I said, the kids' future ain't looking good, man. It's just not. We got to do better. Far as the 4th of July, it's fastly approaching. Why are black people celebrating the 4th of July? We were slaves. Our ancestors were slaves. Frederick Douglass gave a great speech and said, don't disrespect me in that manner. And celebrate your holiday. You know what I'm saying? Like our peoples ain't slaves. So once again, after we celebrate Juneteenth, don't celebrate the 4th of July. Don't pop firecrackers, because that flag patronized us. It terrorized us. We are victims of America if we are anything else. We are victims. We're not Americans. We're Africans that's born in America, and we've been victimized by that flag. Excuse me. So if anything, I feel we are victims of America. We're not Americans. We're victims of America. And these stories prove that. The things that's going on in America proves that, you know. So I just ask us as a people, you know, to unify, to do what we got to do to help better our communities and our people, man. And after that, we'll help whoever, because we've been doing it for years. Black peoples ain't never not help other peoples. We always have. That's what we do now. We put others in front of us now. Other ethnic groups take advantage of that. They play on it. They manipulate us. Think about it. Look at the Koreans, look at the Arabs, all the white peoples that's in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? They use that against us. It's a time and place for everything. I say the time is now, and we must do better. We must do better. And I feel, like I said, once again, we are victims of America. We're not Americans. We are victims of America. And I don't care what nobody says, we are victims. And in closing, the mother, the great Mother Earth. You know, we close out saying a prayer to Aset. Aset is the great goddess of African peoples. And she is to be worshipped, loved, nurtured, and cared for. I feel like we should quit spending our money at these people's places. And if we got to go without, like during the coronavirus, we went without, go without again. Quit spending our money with these people that don't like us. They pretend just to get our money and don't put none back in our communities. I feel like we need to get a round table and meet up, you know, get the good brothers them that's really into spirituality, that know things, whether you study Yoruba, Kemetic science, Hinduism, Buddhism, whatever you study, Christianity, that's, you know.
All walks of life.
Yeah, all walks of life. We must put certain things to the side. Put them to the side. Think about what Marcus Garvey and W. Du Bois went through. In the end, the same thing that W. Du Bois was debating with Marcus Garvey, he did. He went, left America, and died in Ghana. He went on a trip where he was telling everybody, don't go. His mind changed. The people's proved the point to what he started to see things as Marcus Garvey. And he left America. I'm not telling us to leave America. I'm telling us to leave America in the mind and start building Africa here. Just like the Chinese peoples, Chinatown, Korea time, Puerto Rico time, Italy time. The Jews, the Pakistanis, everybody got their little towns. It's time for African peoples to unite and build their own kinds of towns. That way the police can't come in our neighborhood shooting, killing everybody up, because ain't nothing going on for you to be shooting and killing nobody no way. That's what the unification is all about. That's what Juneteenth is all about. The summer solstice is fastly approaching. This is a time where we put down the sweets We don't eat sweets because sweets aggravate the energy. And when the energy get aggravated, a lot of bad things happen. That's why a lot of stuff go on in the summertime, especially with us African peoples. So now is the time we do 4 days. We just fast, no food, all liquid. You know what I'm saying? You can drink juice or a smoothie if that's the case. If that's what you choose to do, that's cool. No solid foods, so on and so forth. This is a time to get caught in with Haru energy. This is when the sympathetic system jumps into full gear now. This is when the body starts to sweat. The pores open. This is what's going on. This is the magnetic energy that's formulating the earth that push the pores open. You don't push it open. The creator does. The creator does a lot of different things, but we'll talk about that in another time, another place. But this solistic, this summer solistic is very important to get your energy in line with the creator and with the earth. That way, when the solistics come, you're already being tuned, so on and so forth, where the spirit can reveal certain things for you, you can plan certain things, so on and so forth. But like I said, I don't want to go too much on the scope. We've been talking quite a while now, but I feel like that's very important for Black people to get rid of the sweets and start picking up different things to educate the mind, impregnate the mind with different things, to fertilize the mind with African thoughts, African culture, African morals, African principles. In closing, I said, bless mother for all living beings, owners of the secret of the land. Beautiful where we all stand. Said the mother, be with us now. Hold us in your loving hands. Fill us with your divine power. Teach us your ways. Heal us. Make us whole again. Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. All right. Well, that's it. Brother Amentu Hotep and Ashe Amen, coming live from with you. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Alkebulan.
Power to the people.